Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Um, I'm an idiot, so I've just spent about 10 minutes talking to my phone, and I haven't even pressed record, so we're gonna have to do that all again. I'm an idiot. So anyway, um, this video is going to be completely just me talking about my plans for this year, so the next 12 months. So, I've got to say I'm quite glad to get 2024 over. That was not the best year, I must admit. Yeah, won't say much on that, but yep, quite happy to get that over. Feeling quite optimistic about this year. I feel like there's a lot that I want to work on this year. I've set myself many goals and tasks to try and complete or get a fair way through completing. I'm aware that probably won't hit all of the targets, but that's just how it is. I'm going to try my best to, though. That is the best I can do. So, where do I start? I suppose with the fitness and working out. So, as I'm sure I have mentioned before, I've not been very good at keeping my consistency up with the working out and stuff. That's something I really want to try and focus hard on this year, because I feel like it was back at the start of last year when it was all going pretty well. I was very I suppose I was very robotic in the sense of just the fact that it was, I don't care how I'm feeling, I don't care what needs to be done, like I've said I'm going to go to the gym this many times. I think I was going pretty much every day at that point. I said to myself, oh, I was going to do this, so I just did it, and that's what it was. And it was like when I set my alarm in the morning, or to be fair, at that point, I don't think it was more in the morning because my schedule everything was a bit weird. But however I'd set my alarm, it didn't matter how much sleep I'd got. It was that alarm's gone off. It was the alarm's gone off. I'm going to get straight out of bed, and I'm going to get on with the tasks I've set myself, which I seem to have lost. Like that discipline, I seem to have lost, which is something I really want to get back. So I guess because after work, I've not got it in me for the gym. So I think what I'm going to have to be doing is going before work, which means I'm going to have to be waking up painfully early sometime. I think it's going to be sometime around 3:30, I think, in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock, depending on what time I start work, whether that be starting early or on time. But yeah, it means that I'm going to have to be getting up quite early because, of course, I'm going to be recording stuff in the gym again, trying to get the content out again, because social media is something that I do want to try and pick back up again this year. And really, I think a goal I've got is to actually try and start making some money off it this year. And I'm aware that probably won't be till the end of this year if it does happen. But I do plan to try and grow that, which means that after the gym, I'm going to have to be spending time trying to put some content out before I get to work, which is going to take a bit of time. But I want to start posting out proper regular videos, proper content, not just some silly, not the stuff I was doing before, like proper content I want to start doing. And I know it's not going to be very good to begin with. That's something I'm going to have to work on. But I want to try and get proper consistent with it and try and make a bit of an income out of it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for the fitness stuff. I mean, I'm going to be going, at the moment, I'm sure this will change at some point through the year, but at the moment, I plan to be going 3 times a week to the gym. It's going to be like in a 2-week split sort of thing. So I've got 6 sessions, because I was going to try to go 6 times a week, but I can't. I feel like waking up that early, getting such little sleep every day is not such a good idea, but especially since I do a lot of driving, I don't think it's a good idea. So I think we're going to see how it goes with 3 sessions a week, all before work, of course, on that 2-week split. So it's going to be like I can't remember the exact training split, but there's 6 sessions. So 3 one week, 3 the next week, and then it cycles over, in 2-week blocks. I guess I want to try and focus more on a broader range of components of fitness. So before, really, it was just strength, and that's pretty much it. I was trying to focus on, and I was doing the running, which I still will be keeping up with, which I'll be trying to do twice a week. Originally I was going to just do it once a week, but I've realised, I just thought that's not enough. It's not. So I'm going to try and be going twice a week, which will mean one of them will have to be after work or before, but I tend to do better at running in the evening when I've been eating throughout the day. If I wake up and do it effectively a fasted run, I just haven't got it in me. I can still do it, but my performance is much lower than it would be if I had been eating through the day and then run in the evening. So I will be most likely doing that after work. And then, so I would like to actually try and hit, this year I would like to actually do a marathon. Not necessarily a competition marathon, I don't necessarily mean competing, but I would like to just run that distance at some point, and I would like to get there in under 4 hours 30. Which isn't really that unachievable, since back in some point last year, I don't know when, I can't remember, it would have been the first half of the year, I was running sub 2 hour half marathons, did a few of them, so realistically, getting back up to doing that shouldn't be too hard. Although the only thing I've got to worry about at the moment is my knees. They taken a pretty big beating because, of course, I took quite a big gap from running properly and all that, and I came back in November to start again, and I came in too hard and pushed through pain that I shouldn't have pushed through, which is a bit stupid, and I've kind of done my knees in, but I've started running a bit the last couple of weeks, and they've not given me too many issues, so hopefully that will continue, and I'll be able to build it up gradually to the point where I can just run like I used to be able to run and better. But I think a 4:30 marathon is pretty achievable this year. I can't see any reason, except for my knee injuries, why I shouldn't be able to do that. And really, I've just got to be trying to make sure I do not miss any sessions this year. No excuses, just got to get it done. And I think that's what the mindset's got to be again. I've got to try and get that back. So yeah, of course, at the moment I plan to continue working where I am. It is pretty tough, I must admit. But until I get into the army, because I've applied for that a little while ago, and they're not very quick at the application stuff. So it's looking most likely like it's going to be September intake that I get in. So that means I'll probably be working where I am for another 9 months, which is all right. I don't mind. It's a pretty tough job, I must say. Or at least it's nothing like I've done before, really. I've only been here for a few months, but yeah, it's definitely a lot different to what I was doing before. Much longer hours. I think I worked out last month. Jesus Christ, sorry, just eating. That I was averaging, I think, like 10, 11 hours a day, which it's quite long, but yeah, it's got to be done. Also, commuting. It would be nice to move down closer to work, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. Can't be bothered to explain everything, but because I think I'm tied down to this house till August, of course, because it's a student house, and I applied for it before I dropped out of uni, so I think I'm tied down here till August, really, but we'll see. So yeah, because at the moment I'm commuting, well, it's 150 miles a day in total commuting, which is about 3 hours each day driving, which is putting a lot of miles on my car and costing a lot of money in petrol, but it's what it is. I'd rather stay at that job, then, well, I mean, Domino's has been asking me back. I'd rather do that than come back to Domino's or just any other normal job. Because at least the job I'm in now is not boring. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, it's frustrating sometimes, but it's not boring. And that is what I like about it. And I like the people I work with. So, yes, I think that's what that's how I feel about it. So yeah, this year I've set myself a goal of earning £50,000, which I know is quite a big goal because it's quite a bit more than I'm earning at the moment. And what I'm going to be doing to hopefully achieve that is, of course, keeping the job I've got, and then on the weekends, because that's the only real time I have, is try and get some side hustles going. I've been spending a lot of time looking into things I can do. And I've got some ideas, got some plans that I'm going to try and put into action. And hopefully, within the next 3 to 6 months, they start getting some traction. I don't expect them to in the super near future, like in the next month or so. I do not expect any results from them, but hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months I can actually start getting somewhere with them. And then after that, of course, hopefully they do pick up quite well. And that's, I won't say what they are just yet, partly because I don't know if they're going to work out. I'm not 100% sure which ones I am going to do, because I have limited time, and I don't think I can do all of them. I mean, I've not picked loads, but I've picked like a handful of different things I could do. And I guess it's going to be testing out which ones work, which ones don't, picking the ones that are best for my first time and the return financially from them, because there's no point spending a load of hours, which I don't really have, on something that's not going to be paying me that much money. You know, it just doesn't seem worth it to me, because I don't have a lot of spare time and I want to spend it efficiently, which is comes down to another thing this year, is I'm going to be trying to completely cut out any distractions. So I've unplugged my Xbox, stuff like that. I've cancelled my subscriptions for Netflix and all that stuff. So the plan is to just not waste my time on things that I don't need to be wasting my time on, at least until things pick up properly and I can start getting a steady income from this extra stuff, because I feel like they're going to take a lot of time and effort and persistence to get going, and that's not going to happen if I'm constantly sitting on my Xbox in my spare time or watching movies on my phone. And so that is the plan for that. What else? Hobbies and skills. I've got a few that I would like to continue. I say continue. There's a load that I'd like to pick up, some that I'd like to pick up again. So like languages. I would like to start learning some languages this year, because I know I spent some time in secondary school learning German. So I want to pick that up again, and maybe a couple more. Start learning some languages properly this year. And also, I want to have a guitar, because I remember I never actually went to my lessons, but in school, I think between year 7 and year 9, I was meant to be going to guitar lessons. Never ever went. I never learned anything. I think the best thing I actually learned was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and that was literally it. There was nothing in those 3 years. So I would like to start that. I say start that again. I didn't really start it before, but I would like to have a go at that at some point. And I also want to learn to skateboard. That's something that again, it's weird. I wanted to do that when I was younger, but never really did it. So, and I never really, it's not like I really wanted to do it, but I think I gave it a go for like a week and then gave up on it. So I actually want to try it this time. I want to start picking up some other forms of cardio. So I want to start, because as well as the running, really, I mean, again, I don't know. So I want to start swimming and cycling. And with the cycling, I feel like I want to do a mixture of track cycling, because there's a velodrome in Bournemouth that I've used a few times. It's quite good. So I feel like I want to have a go at some track cycling, but it'd also be good to do some mountain biking. I know the New Forest, I don't know if there's many good trails in the New Forest or anything, but I wanna pick that up. That'd be good, because I've got a mountain bike. I've got two actually that I never use, and yeah, I should. I also this year have a goal to get a pickup truck and a bike. And when I say a bike, I mean a motorbike. And then, but before I do that, I've got to sort my car out. Bloody thing. Although I say that, I don't know if I'll have it much longer, because it's got an MOT in March. I feel like part of me is like, oh yeah, she'll pass easy, but then again, maybe not. I think the only issue I can think of at the moment with the car is the overheating, which I should be able to sort out when I buy a new fan, which I need to order actually. I need to order a new fan, cooling fan to put in, because I've taken it out because it melted. And that's really, I mean, I can't think of any other problem. I thought it had a coolant leak. That was only because I was ragging the shit out of it, and kept redlining it, so the coolant kept just evaporating and burning away and bursting out of the coolant tank, because of course there was so much pressure. But yeah, since I've been driving it relatively kindly, she's been fine. There's been none of that problem at all, so I don't think there's a coolant leak. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to ramble on loads about that. So vehicles is something else I want to work on this year. And I suppose just generally just improving myself generally as a person, and just my hobbies and skills, and yeah, all of that sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm sure this video's gone on long enough. I can't think of anything else to say, so I shall leave it there. If you have watched all of this video, I do very much appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. It would be great if you could drop a follow or a subscribe, because this is YouTube, isn't it? Yeah, one of those, and then also a like. That would be great. Maybe even comment. Just make sure it's mean. Don't leave nice comments, because we don't like that here. Yeah, anyway, also it'd be great actually if you could check out my other social media accounts. They're all under the same name. Got it on TikTok and Instagram. Might link them down below if I can be bothered. But yes, I do appreciate you watching, and thank you very much. Goodbye.